Welcome everyone. My name is Iza. I'm very excited to be here with you this evening. I manage our campus program here in the GTA, so everything to do with bringing on our new grads. I am still a new grad at CGI as well, so I can tell you all the ins and outs of this program. So let's get started. I'm sure you all have questions about what our program is. Our new grad program is specifically designed to helping grads freshly have graduated, coming out of school with that, co-op experience and just, getting ready to get their foot into the door and start their career with us. We have a special focus on your mentorship and guidance to help build your career. And we do 2 intakes each year. So we hire and bring in a cohort in January, and then we bring in another cohort in June. So how are you eligible for the program? Like I mentioned, it's for fresh graduates. If you've just graduated or about to graduate this year, April, I know you all are in final exam mode. So, which is why we strategically placed that June cohort as well. So if you've just graduated a year ago or are about to, then you're eligible to apply for our new grad program. We do have a limit on our work experience. So just about that 18th month of work experience, your co-ops are counted in there. And if you've worked a little bit after that graduation of a year. So what does our new grad program entail? It's a really great program. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of mentorship and guidance. We have specific training sessions. We have specific Java boot camps, a cloud boot camp coming up, and then we have specific learning paths for each. So if you're coming in the business field, we have specific learnings and certifications that you can take as a business analyst or project control officer, really helping you upskill, your skills and helping you develop your career here at CGI. And as part of the new grad program, we have different touch points. So we like to have a little bit of a community. So you go through different touch points and socials throughout the 2 years. That's our program. And we do have a $1,000 sign-on bonus, competitive salaries, but a promise to you is definitely that professional development. And then we also have a biannual performance salary review and performance review. So once you join CGI, every 6 months within the 2 years, your salary and your performance is reviewed. And by no means is this a contract, it's a permanent full-time offer, but the reason why you're flagged for as a new grad in the 2 years is, you're fresh in your career. We want to give you that added training and mentorship and guidance. So we flag you internally as that new grad for you to enjoy all of these amazing opportunities that are available to you. And then we have those added networking sessions. So as this is a permanent offer, we also have other added bonus benefits. You're eligible for our health and dental plans. On top of it, we give 1,050 flex credits towards, physical activities like a gym membership and a health spending account. You get 3 weeks of vacation. You're eligible to participate in our share purchase plan, which is our stocks. And we also have a profit sharing program. And there's a huge focus on the health and well-being of our members. So we call our employees members, first of all, so you really feel that tight-knit community. And so we have an oxygen center of health where you have consultants available to you, and there's also a member assistance program. On top of the added learnings that you get part of the new grad program, we do also have a 24/7 free learning platform, which is called CGI Academia. And that's really, you can do some learnings on your own pace. You want to explore different topics. You can sign up for different boot camps that happen through that as well. And then there's a lot of company discounts that we offer as well when you join CGI. So what we offer in terms of our program is really, that added learning through all those boot camps that I mentioned. There's a huge focus on your training and really helping you grow in your career. There's a lot of opportunities that are available once you join CGI. On your team, you're not just exposed to one project. If you're client facing, there's multiple areas that you get exposed to, and internally there's a lot of different ways that you can network with colleagues, whether it's joining a social committee and networking with other members at CGI and sort of getting involved in those projects. And once you network, you get sort of exposed to different projects within the company. So the question I always get asked is, what does CGI look for in new grads? Really, at the end of the day, you're fresh out of school. We know you might not necessarily have that experience, but really looking for those go-getters. If you are adaptable, you have that leadership, you're someone who takes that initiative and is willing to learn. Your initiative does get recognized, and you're absolutely given those opportunities to then, take that chance and that opportunity to build your career as well. So really, it's all about that. And because we are such a client-facing organization, collaboration is key. So, if you're able to work in a team, that's amazing. And then great communication skills. So I wanted to touch base on our application process. Like I mentioned, we have 2 intakes. The way I like to position this is the way we do the hiring for this. It's similar to how you apply for a co-op, right? Your co-ops start 4 months in advance. That's how we take a stab at our new grad hiring as well. We start 4 months in advance for our cohorts. So if you are looking to start as a new grad at CGI in January, our applications go live in September before that year, where mid-September to October, the applications are live on our website and you apply directly there. All we ask for is your resume and your transcript, and then we screen through our candidates, and they're contacted by end of October, and the selected candidates get invited to a new grad assessment day, which we'll go over in a second what that is. And then we do go through interviews, and our offers are done by the end of November to be joining us for our January cohort. So the similar process follows for the June cohort, where applications open in the January of that year, and you go through the same process as the January cohort as well. So it's always 4 months in advance. So what does our selection process look like? So once you do apply to the new grad program, and it's very general in a sense that you'll see business roles and then tech roles, just that link that gets opened up, and we mention the different positions that we're hiring for. So if you're from a technical stream, you apply to the technical position that's live, and if you're from business, you apply to business, and that's how we screen through with the available positions that are open. So we do call the selected candidates after we go through your answers. We have a couple of pre-screening questions as well as part of the application. And then if you are successful, we invite you to our assessment day. And after the assessment day, based on the performance from that day, we host about 1 interview with the team, or max of 2 interviews, because your second interview could be a technical interview or an interview with the client. And after that, you get a status on your candidacy with CGI. So what is our assessment day? This is a really cool way of how we are able to meet our grads. I've been through the process, and now I'm on the back end of organizing this. So when we were in person, it was a 1-day thing, but now it's a virtual event, so it's hosted over a span of 2 days. The first day is a information day. So you get to learn about CGI. This is your opportunity to find out about the different business units that we have and how we operate, and your chance to meet fellow new grads that have either completed the program or are in the program. So that's the day 1, where you get to network and learn more about us. And then day 2 is case study. So that's what that assessment day is. So on the second day, you get split into groups of 6 to 8 people who are also other applicants. It's not a group interview. It is just a case that you go through on the spot, and you're assessed by CGI folks, managers and the HR team that see how you perform and present your solution for the case. And then we do some scoring, and we get in touch with you the following day on next steps in terms of an interview or not. So just some reminders about, how to ace your interview. Make sure you research the company. It's always great to, throw in your knowledge about what you know about the organization. You can practice through potential questions. It's always great to, sort of talk them out and practice in front of a mirror. You should know your experience on what's on your resume, how you can relate that, and think about how you can speak about your experience that's on your resume with some of the potential questions that may come up in an interview, and how they could align with our new grad program. And you really want to showcase your achievements and your previous tasks and everything you've been involved in. On top of what we look for is, not necessarily always just the work experience, but did you volunteer? Were you part of hackathons? It can be things like that that showcase your leadership and your collaboration abilities. Yeah, and like I mentioned, even before the interview, you want to research the company, understand how the interview might be. Is it behavioral? So how would you think about that? Is it technical? What kind of things do you need to know for a technical interview? During the interview, again, the best thing is just always to go in there and show your personality. You want to have a conversation. You want to get to know your interviewers as well. And you want to be able to elaborate and showcase your skills. So if they ask you about a specific work experience, explain it from A to Z. What was the event that you were part of? What change did you bring? What did you learn from it? That's always helpful to understand really your whole experience from that specific event that you were part of. So some of the common interview questions that we get, I mentioned we host behavioral interviews, and we also host technical interviews. So some of the questions can also be about your career path, just learning more about your career journey. What have you done? What real life work exposure do you have? Or, just showcasing some of your strengths, and tell us about a time you were in a leadership position or you had conflict. Those are some of the things that they ask you. Or what is your reason behind, doing this degree, and where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? So it's always great to see the long-term picture that you have. Oh, I guess I kind of went over this. So yeah, you want to be able to explain your technical expertise, what your strengths are, and sometimes what you want to improve on, right? Because there's always room for growth. All right, so I went through our new grad presentation, and I'm sure you all must have questions. But I'd like to remind you that we do have these sessions recorded, so if you ever want to refer back to them, you can definitely check out the career site. But I'm happy to take up some questions now if they are in the chat. I'm going to try to navigate through these. Okay, so I got a question asking, they're an MBA graduate. I completed my studies in August 2020. I have over 8 years of experience across different functions. Am I eligible for the new grad program? So our new grad program is really focused towards that 18-month of experience. We want to help you start off your career. So if you have about 8 years of experience, that's going under an experienced hire. So you would want to check out our non-campus positions, and there's tons that are open as well that you could be considered for. Will you share the different roles? So we have some of our postings that are live on our website right now for our new grad positions. And if not, you can definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to have a chat with you on what's still open and what we're hiring for. Okay, good question. I'm a recent graduate and I don't have any work experience. Would I be eligible? Sure, why not, right? You just graduated. and you might not have necessarily gotten that opportunity to be in a co-op program. And that's okay. This is what new grad programs are all about. You can showcase that you have some teamwork or leadership capabilities by showcasing your volunteer work, right? I love giving this example where you might have started like a tea club, but that shows that you brought together a community, you're able to lead a team, host events, right? It's something like that that you can showcase as well. Or your personal side projects, right? Did you, if you're from a tech background, did you change the code for something or develop an app in a personal side project? Does this program accept PhD graduates? So we've never actually had any PhD applications. I guess it really depends on your program and if it aligns with the roles that we have open. And again, if you meet the criteria of just having graduated and having that 1 year, that 18-month of work experience, then you could be considered. Yes, so if you have a postgraduate work permit, you are eligible to work in Canada. So you would be able to apply and work for an organization. Okay, so as a business student, I want to know what the opportunities in the new grad program are. So there's tons, right? There's different paths. There's business analyst positions, project control officer positions, and a lot more. It really, like business digital consultants. So it really depends on the path that you want to take. But the most frequent ones that we hire for is that project control officer, and that's really setting your trajectory up for a project management path. So once you join CGI, there's always specific learning paths for the grads, right? Like if you're in that PCO path, there's certain certifications you can take. If you're a business analyst, you know, everyone has sort of a learning path, and there's always opportunities to learn and grow and see. Like we have tools like a career navigator that gives you that view of what the different paths are within CGI. So what's being looked at in a new grad resume? Again, you know, your experience really, like what program you did, and we match it against the jobs that we're hiring for. So right now, like we're hiring for Java developers and cloud engineers. So if you have a computer science background, or you did like some Java projects, or like you're AWS certified, you know, we kind of look for those key things for those roles. So those are things that we kind of consider. So I got a question about the application for this current June cohort is closed right now, so this webinar is informative. So normally, you know, we're very fortunate this year. We have tons of new grad positions open, so you are still eligible to apply for our cohort for June. We are hiring. If you applied in the original pool, we're making our way through the list to connect with candidates. And if you see one of our positions opened, like most recently we posted for our cloud engineer roles, for our Java bootcamp, and for quality engineers, you're definitely free to apply on that and be considered for the June cohort. We are aiming to get our hiring done by end of April, early May. So, you know, hopefully this session is super informative for you about what our program consists of. So I got a question here about someone with an HR background, and so they're asking if the program is open to students in other fields. Most definitely. I had a background in sociology, business, and HR, and I joined CGI as an HR new grad. So there's tons of opportunities available in different spaces. It really depends on just what the roles are open at that moment. So, you know, when you do see the business sort of posting that goes up on our website, you can see the positions we're hiring for, and then additionally we make extra postings for specific roles. So there's students that get considered from different fields. So someone is studying cybersecurity and computer forensics and will be eligible for a co-op program in Jan 2022. No experience in industry. Is it hard to get co-op? Okay, so that's a very co-op specific question. I can take that on the side later. I can answer that. That's what co-op's about. You are able to get that work experience. So interview stages. Okay, so I'm seeing that question a lot. So again, the way our hiring goes is once you apply, we do a screening. You'll get a call if your profile matches our roles that we're hiring for. You'd get a call from HR that just discusses the program with you a little bit more and understands your background. And then if you're successful from there, we invite you to the assessment day, which is you learn more about us, and you go through 2 case studies on that day. And then if you're successful at the assessment day, you go through interviews. And the max interviews we do are 2 for the new grads. So the first could be like a 30-minute call with the hiring manager and the team, and then the second could be a 1-hour or 30-minute technical interview if it's for a technical position. And then, we would be able to update you, and we work pretty fast through those. What types of questions are asked during the screening call? Is it like a formal interview? My recommendation is to always treat any screening calls you get as like a formal interview almost, right? You want to put your most professional self forward. First impressions are key, right? So treat it like that. And nowadays we also do like video screening calls as well. So first impressions are key. And we just ask you things like, when are you graduating, or when did you graduate? Tell us about your experience. Tell us about yourself. What makes you stand out? Where do you want to go? Just in general, what's been your biggest achievement? And just some of the other things that we sort of cross off in terms of an HR perspective. So normally our cohorts are 25 new grads. So we bring in 25 in January and 25 in June. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of positions opened up this year. So we're aiming to bring quite a few this June. Do academic projects matter on a resume? Definitely. I think that shows your how well-rounded you are and what kind of exposure you've had in school. And especially if you haven't had work experience, that helps us understand that you're able to apply your theory and put it in a project. So that always helps. Okay, so I will take a couple more questions and then it will be time. But let me see. Does CGI have volunteering positions? No, we do not. For consulting, management consulting, there's no specific educational background you're looking for, right? I would say that's where business students are the ones we really look at. For those consulting and management programs, there's a ton of different areas that you could be considered for if you have a business background for those roles. So I have a question here about you need to be able to graduate or after the following semester. I just finished my 3rd year, as I will be finishing April 2022. Is that still acceptable? I've been contacted and had an audio interview. So if you are graduating April 2022, you would be considered for the June 2022 cohort. So you would want to apply January 2022. Okay, so I'll take this as the last question because we have 2 minutes left for the session. Someone graduated in December 2020, currently working as a full stack engineer in a contract role for 2 months. When is the right time for me to apply for a new grad cohort? So absolutely, if you have, if you graduated December 2020, you're eligible to apply for the program. And given that you don't have more than 18 months of work experience, then you can definitely be considered. We do have some postings on our website still. And if not, more than happy for you to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I can definitely talk to you about our positions that are open. All right. So we just have about a minute left, but I just wanted to thank everyone for attending this session. We hope it's been helpful for you throughout your journey here, and that you have a clear understanding of what it is that we look for our new grad program and what it is and how to apply. And we look forward to you applying to our program. So thanks for joining us. And again, you can check out our careers website for all the positions that are open. And you can also check out the CGI Career Labs to watch these videos and get some more helpful tricks, and also join the next upcoming sessions. All right, thanks everyone.